Can you record it and then set it up on YouTube?
Yeah, so it's like the parents.
No, I know, but at least they'd be able to see it during the weekend.
Yeah.
Where do the kids come in? You get like a pregame?
You can come in if you want and like set their stuff out, and then they're gonna all go in the hallway and get with their teams up. So they will have a chance to come in at their table.
I have to paint whiskers on my
So yeah, they'll be here soon. Yeah, you'll probably get a little power. And maybe more because my live stream isn't working. So yeah.
Oh, no, yeah, Gloria was saying she lost internet earlier.
Okay, yeah, it was streaming and then it just died on me, so yeah, but oh well, it's nice when it works.
We'll just have the battle again next week.
Yeah.
We're just going to keep going until the end of the year. Of a June battle. It says waiting for Rachel Smith.
I'm not gonna lie.
Jen said that.
I thought she was talking to a parent. So I don't know if I think that's my young over here. Hi. How are you?
Hi, how are you? I'm upstairs. Hi, good to see you.
Well, that one says live now.
No? No? Yeah, no. It is. It's not the end of the battle, but it's just one more pickup. Is it saying waiting? So is it a different link? Hi, how are you? It's good to see you. I know. You guys are looking away from me.
Next year?
I know. Let's not think about that yet. Don't forget about the book piece. Yeah, them. I heard they're amazing. And I heard they have the best coach ever. I don't mind rubbing a little bit. But still healthy competition. Yes! You're on live YouTube. Well, Rachel said before once, I just said, like, get them cleaned up at 12:50 and come down after that, so I didn't want them hanging out.
Like I told them that you need to be, so don't worry about these people. You have a different job. Wait, we gotta go over there. Remember? We're gonna come through there. Wait, which door?
Connor, can you move to right by Elliot? There you go. Mom has a clear favorite. I don't know.
girlfriend have someone that can appropriately watch? I like it. If they have siblings, well, if they have siblings here, then they can work it with the parents and read all the other parents. How are you? Good to see you.
We're doing a lot.
made it to Battle Day. I was very concerned when I had the wind advisory that they announced on Wednesday. I was like, oh man, you'll all come if there's no power. But luckily that did not happen. So welcome. I'm so glad to have you here for our 6th annual Pattengill Battles of the Books. Before we go any further, I just want to have a second to introduce all the teams that we have with us here today. So when I say your team's name, just stand up, give a wave, and then you can sit on down. So my first team is the Mighty Bucks. The Velocirators. How to be a champion. Roz's Robot Army. The Leaders. The Book Beast. The Novel Reading Narwhals. The Doritos. Popcorn Pages. The Page Princesses. And the Wild Readers. Alright. So, while only one team can win the battle, you are all winners by being here today. In reading the 4 books you needed to qualify for today's battle, you read at least 686 pages. If you read all 6 books, that means you read 1,386 pages. That is amazing. I'm so proud of all of you, and I hope you are proud of yourselves for accomplishing this reading challenge. I'm going to go through the rules, and while I do, would the scribes please take the time to check and make sure that both pens that are on your team tables are working. Please raise your hand if you're having pen trouble, and someone will be over to help you. So you mustn't miss the spot where he said, just raise your hand. Just raise your hand. If you can hear my voice, clap 2 times. If you can hear my voice, put your eyes on me. Our battle will have 6 rounds of questions. In each round, there will be 1 question from each book. Teams will have 20 seconds to answer the question after it has been read. Don't forget to discuss quietly at your table. You don't want to give away answers to the teams around you. When the buzzer sounds, you must stop writing and hold up your card for the runners to come collect. Questions will only be read once, so listen carefully to the whole question before discussing and writing down your answer. After the answer cards are collected, I will announce the author's name and the answer to the question. You may take a moment to celebrate your correct answer before we move on to the next question. The battle will move very quickly, so please make sure you are paying attention. If you need to use the bathroom during the battle, you may, but the battle will keep going even if you are gone. One last thing before we get started. I could not have done this battle without the many parent volunteers, classroom teachers, support from the Pattengill PTA, and our principal, Ms. Ashkenani, couldn't be with us today. So thank you so much for making a commitment to the Battle of the Books. I really believe that Pattengill's sense of community is what sets it apart from other schools in our area. So thank you so much for all of your support. This is Rachel Smith at berkeleyschools.org. Thank you so much. All right, round number 1. In the book, How to Be an Elephant, elephants have poor vision. What body part helps elephants to see the world? Was written by Roy, and their noses help elephants see the world. Oh, that kid is already out! In the book, The Girl Who Drank the Moon. Every year a baby was left in the woods. Zahn would carry that baby across the woods to a new family in the free cities who would love it and keep it safe. What did the free cities call the children that Zahn brought them? The Girl Who Drank the Moon was written by Barnhill, and they were called Star Children. Alright, next question. In the book, Mrs. Bixby's Last Day, the first stop on the boys' adventure is Michelle's. Michelle's is really run by a man named Eduardo. He tells the boys that they wouldn't go to a Mexican restaurant named Michelle's. What is the first purchase the boys make on their adventure? Miss Bixby's Last Day was written by Anderson, and their first purchase is white chocolate raspberry supreme cheesecake. Alright, next question. Next question. In the book Pashmina, Priyanka finds an closet. Inside the suitcase is a pashmina. When she touches the pashmina, she is transported to a different place where she meets Kanta the elephant and Mayur the peacock. What country is Priyanka transported to when she touches the pashmina? Was written by Janani, and Priyanka is transported to India. Alright, next question. In the book Salt, James is lying in bed thinking about his fight with Aniqua when he begins to smell smoke and finds out the trading post is on fire. After the fire, Aniqua brings James venison for his family. What does James give to Aniqua and his family after the fire? Salt was written by Frost, and James gives them salt. Next question. In the book, The Wild Robot, after the 5 crates filled with robots washed up on the rocks of the island's north shore, a gang of otters was out romping through the shallows when one of them noticed the sparkling objects in the robot graveyard. The otters spread out and played with the robot's legs and arms, and then they spotted something else, the one surviving crate, up on top of the cliff. What was it that the otters found? The Wild Robot was written by Brown, and the authors discovered Roz's crate. I will also accept Roz. I will accept Roz. Alright, I have a special MC coming for round 2. Mrs. Daniels? Is there somebody? Mrs. Daniels, a.k.a. Lucy. Okay. Good luck, everybody. You're doing great. In the book, How to Be an Elephant, a newborn elephant is built to be on her feet right from the start. Her skeleton is made of spongy bone tissue, and pillar-like legs give her body extra stability. Who targets newborn elephants? Okay. How to Be an Elephant was written by Roy and editors. Target the newborn elephant. Okay. And here we go. Yeah, you're ready, aren't you? I think I'm still on. Yes? You blew their mind with that one. Here it is. The next one. In the book, The Girl Who Drank the Milk, Antane goes to the tower to meet with Sister Ignatia. She tells him that he is not the only one who wishes to gawk and gape at the resident's caged animal. She is a rare bird, a fountain of sorrow. Who is locked in Tower Cell number 12? The Girl Who Drank the Moon, yeah, I'm starting, was written by Barnhill, and The Mad Woman. Okay, here's your next question. In the book, Miss Bixby's Last Day, Steve and Topher are distracted looking at bus schedules when Bran grabs Topher's sketchbook. He begins to flip through the pages. So many left, so much potential. Bran thinks he has nothing like that and is upset to make him stand out. What does Topher draw in his sketchbook that makes Bran upset? Another one. Thank you. Okay, here we go. Miss Bixby's Last Day was written by Anderson, and Topher draws a picture of. We're halfway there, 3 more. Your next question. In the book, Pashmina, Priyanka continually begs her mom to let her go to India. Her mom tells Priyanka that India does have beauty, but it is not what it seems. What event causes Priyanka's mom to change her mind about her going to India? Okay. And the answer, Pashmina was written by Chinani, and the event is that Meena, or the ant, is pregnant. And now it's time. The next question. Here we go. In the book Salt, in the summer of 1812, 2 communities lived next to each other. Tekyanga is part of the Miami Nation, a Native American community. Who lives side by side with the Miami Nation? Okay. And the answer? Salt was written by Frost. And the Americans went side by side with the Miami Nation. Okay. And the final question for round 2.
You know what book this is? In the book The Wild Robot. Lots of smiles. Roz learned she was not an expert in survival and decides she must practice. Inspired by the stick bug, Roz decides to camouflage herself in the landscape. Once camouflaged, Roz begins to truly understand the wildlife on the island. She no longer hears animal noises as animal noises. Roz now hears the animal noises as what? Alright, the answer to your final question in round 2. The Wild Robot was written by Brown, and Roz hears the noises as words. Okay. And we are now on to animal language. She said yes. Alright. So we're on to round 3. Why don't you give each other all a high five for how good you're doing? You got one more round. Alright, here we go. Round number 3. After this round, we'll honor our gold certificate winners and we'll take a little snack break. So, round number 3. In How to Be an Elephant, African elephants are one of the few species on Earth that live in permanent social groups. Who usually leads the elephant family's herd? Was written by Roy, and the eldest female or matriarch. All right, next question. In the book, The Girl Who Drinks the Moon, the day of sacrifice drives parents mad with grief. What is a dangerous thing that hangs over all who live in the city of Protectorate, like a cloud that feeds the strength of the true witch? So what is the dangerous thing that hangs over Protectorate? Sorrow is the dangerous thing. Alright, next question. In the book, Miss Bixby's Last Day, in the hospital, Miss Bixby tells Brand that she didn't show up every Friday afternoon to take him to the grocery store because he was counting on her, but because Brand's dad was counting on him. Because even if she didn't show up, he would still go. What does Miss Bixby say makes Brand special? Alright, Miss Bixby's Last Day was written by Anderson, and Miss Bixby says that Brand doesn't give up. Alright, next question. In the book Pashmina, Priyanka is driving with her mom and almost gets into many accidents. To help her mom relax while Priyanka is driving, she tells her mom to remember the story of goddess Shakti becoming the ocean. In the story, Shakti is given a choice between sadness and what? Between sadness and meditation. Alright, next question. In the book Salt, James's pa comes in saying they are burning everything from their house down to the river. It looks as if the whole forest is on fire. Why are the American soldiers burning the forest? Alright, Salt. Salt was written by Frost, and the Americans are burning the forest to clear hiding places. referred to Roz as the monster because of her robotic ways. Roz works hard to change the way the animals feel toward her by learning to adapt. The family of beaver are some of the first animals to befriend Roz. The beavers work with Roz to create something that brings the entire island of animals together. What is it that Roz and the beaver family create together to help all the animals on the island? Was written by Brown, and they create wait. Alright, I'll get that one again. The Wild Robot was written by Brown, and they create the nest or the lodges. Before we take a little stretch break, I want to honor those students who went above and beyond and read all 6 battle books. These are the students who read all 6 when the original battle was supposed to take place. So they did it on our regular time schedule. So when I call your name, come on up, and I have a fancy glitterified certificate that your parents are going to hate. It's going to get glitterified right now. You're welcome. Please give a very special round of applause for this student. She was my only 4th grader this year. Ariana Loomer, come on up. Lucy Odell. Ava Dykers. Rosabelle Moody. Molly Rominka. Ethan Zepke. And Lydia Pinelli. Please give them a huge round of applause. Alright, just stay right where you are. Now, I have many students who took advantage of all of our extra ice and snow and cold days and continued to read even though we missed the original battle date. Please stand up if you were able to finish all 6 with the extra time that you had. Nadia Fobbs also read all 5. I am so sorry, Nadia. Come on up, sweetie. I want your report here. will be read by Mrs. Parker. Round 4, here we go. In the book, How to Be an Elephant, the death of a single elephant can shatter a family's leadership or weaken the gene pool for generations to come. Scientists estimate that at the current rate of decline, elephants will be gone in how many years? In the book, How to Be an Elephant, was written by Roy, and scientists estimate that elephants will be gone in 50 years. All right, next question. In the book, The Girl Who Drank the Moon, once Zan had run out of goat's milk, she began to feed the baby with starlight. There is magic in starlight. It can awaken the best in that baby's heart, soul, and mind. Moonlight, however, is a different story. What happened to baby Luna after she drank too long from the moon? The Girl Who Drank the Moon was written by Barnhill, and baby Luna became in magic. All right, next question. In the book Miss Bixby's Last Day, Topher says Brand has to slay his dragon. Brand needs to beat his own demon and put that thieving flipwad George Nelson in his place. Steve has his own dragon to slay. Who does Steve stand up to at McDonald's?
Crispy's last day was written by Anderson, and he stands up to Christina, his sister. All right, next question. In the book Pashmina, Priyanka visits her auntie's school in Jadavpur. The school has a dirt floor and a rat runs across during her visit. Priyanka's mom spoke of the poverty before she left America, but Priyanka didn't believe it until she saw it with her own eyes. Even though there is great poverty in her auntie's old school, what does she tell Priyanka is what really matters? Pashmina was written by Chinani, and her auntie says being educated is what really matters. All right. Next question. In the book Salt, James is out in the forest rubbing his back on a tree when he hears a squirrel. He knows his mom will be happy if he can bring it home for dinner. Who is really making the squirrel sound? Salt was written by Frost, and Aniqua, was making the squirrel sound. Okay, next question. In the book The Wild Robot, after the animals have made their truce, the old groundhog dig down reflects on his life with the other animals. He says if he could do it all again, he'd spend more time helping others. This starts the animals talking about how everything has a purpose. The sun is meant to give light, the plants are meant to grow, owls are meant to hunt, mice are meant to hide, and raccoons are meant to scavenge. Roz doesn't believe she has a purpose, but the animals couldn't disagree more. What is Roz meant to do? Robot was written by Brown, and Roz is meant to help others.
Alright, Miss Kimberly, come on down. Thank you, Mrs. Kimberly.
Alright, you guys having fun? Alright, round 5. In the book, How to Be an Elephant, the body size of an animal determines 2 things: how much food it needs to eat and how much space it takes to meet that need. What is the most dangerous threat taking over elephants' space? How to Be an Elephant was written by Roy, and humans are the most dangerous threat taking over elephant space. In the book, The Girl Who Drank the Moon, Luna asks Zan if they can stop the volcano. Zan reminds Luna that it was stopped before and was a mistake. But Zan does think they can protect the Protectorate from the volcano. What did Luna and Zan make to save Protectorate from the volcano? The Girl Who Drank the Moon was written by Barnhill, and they made bubbles. In the book, Ms. Bixby's Last Day, a writing prompt sits just below the date on the chalkboard and the quote of the day. It must be one of Ms. Bixby's favorite quotes, because it's been on the chalkboard before. Courage is not a man with a gun in his hand. It's knowing you're licked before you begin, but you begin anyway, and you see it through no matter what. What was the writing prompt that started the boys' adventure? by Anderson, and the prompt was, what would you do with your last day on Earth? In the book Pashmina, when Priyanka returns from India, she tells her mom about her trip and how now that she is home, everything looks a little different. Her mom asks if she brought the Pashmina back with her. What did Priyanka's mom see when she put on the Pashmina? Pashmina was written by Chinani, and she saw America. In the book Salt, the poems about salt are placed throughout the story to allow readers to pause between events. In 1812, people and animals everywhere needed salt. It was used as a flavor for food and for health. What is another important way salt was used during the 1800s? Salt was written by Frost, and it was used in food preservation. Okay. This is your last question for round 5. This is your last question for round 5. In the book, The Wild Robot, after a long winter away, Brightbill finally returns. He tells of all the robots he saw helping on farms, in cities, and factories. Brightbill had seen hundreds of them, and none of them were anything like Roz. None of them had learned to speak to animals, or had saved an island from the cold, or had adopted a gosling. What had Brightbill realized? Wild Robot was written by Brown, and Bright Bill realizes Roz is special.
Bathroom? See ya.
Good luck with your final round.
Alright, here we go. Woo! Take a big breath in. A big deep breath out. This is the last round. Alright, round 6. Round 6. In the book, How to Be an Elephant, keeping cool is a challenge for any large, round-bodied animal. Elephants have a number of tricks for cooling off. Baby elephants can find shade underneath their mother or splash water to cool them off. What else can an elephant do for a natural sunblock that also repels parasites? By Roy, and elephants can dust themselves with dirt. Mine is a little bit different, so no. Dirt is the correct answer. Dirt. Mine is different than dirt, it had to be dirt. Dirt. Next question. In the book, The Girl Who Drank the Moon, Antane goes out into the woods to stop the witch because of his love of his wife and son. He will do what is necessary to protect his family. He encounters Luna in the woods and believes that she is the witch that has killed countless children. He lifts his knife, eyes fixed on Luna, and shouts, "Witch! Who is the true witch that has lived off the sorrow of Protectorate for 500 years?" The Girl Who Drank the Moon was written by Barnhill. And let me finish the answer before you cheer. And Sister Ignatia, head sister, the Sorrow Eater, is the true witch that lived off the sorrow. I will take any of her many names. She was named Alright. In the book, Pashmina, Priyanka has been followed around by a ghost when she puts on the Pashmina, who turns out to be Rohini Mitra. Rohini Mitra worked in a factory but always wanted another life. The factory where she works catches fire, and the goddess Shakti comes to her with a request to stop the injustice facing women in India. What does goddess Shakti ask Rohin Mitra to make? Alright, Pashmina was written by Shanani, and she was asked to make the Pashmina. In the book Salt, Aniqua's poems are shaped like the patterns of Miami ribbon work. What are James' poems shaped like? Salt was written by Frost, and James's poems are shaped like the stripes of the American flag. The stripes. Okay, two more questions. Oh, it's okay. We're going to get him another piece. Okay. It's coming to you. Don't worry. Do you have one for this question? Okay. We'll wait. If you just got an extra paper, please write your team name on it. If you just got an extra paper, please write your name on it. Please write your team name. All right. In the book, I switched up the questions here to make the last questions on purpose, so don't be confused. In the book Wild Robot, Roz was climbing down one of the forest cliffs when strong wind began to blow and a sudden downpour happened. Roz loses her grip and falls into the treetops below. Sadly, Roz caused the death of almost an entire family of geese. She discovers a single perfect goose egg left behind in the mud. Mama? Mama? It peeped from inside. Who was peeping inside the egg that was not crushed? And it's a cry. Was written by Brown and Brightbill. Roger. Okay, here is the last question of our 2019 Battle of the Books. I feel a little embarrassed. In the book, Mrs. Bixby's Last Day, Topher talks about there being 6 kinds of teachers in the world. The last kind they simply call the good ones, the ones who make the torture otherwise known as school somewhat bearable. The ones who you don't want to disappoint. Who does the author dedicate the book to? Last Day was written by Anderson, and the book is dedicated to all the Mrs. Bixbys. Congratulations! While we figure out the final totals for the battle, we are going to celebrate with some cookies. So, which teacher is back there that couldn't? When Mrs. Peterman and Mrs. Vale come and tell your table to stand up, you may get a napkin and have 2 cookies. We'll give you some time to celebrate with your teammates, see your coaches, see your parents, and I'll let you know when we're going to meet back and find out the winner, okay? All right, Mrs. Peterman, Mrs. Vale. decided to accept this challenge and do more work above and beyond their normal schoolwork. And I'm just so incredibly proud. And I hope you're all so proud of yourselves for reading and studying and working so hard to make it here. Can we give them all one more big Alright, so before we announce the winners, we get to hear who was the student favorite book. I'm sure you could guess by the applause when the book questions were read, but this year's student favorite book was Miss Bixby's Last And parents, if you have not got your hands on this book, you should definitely one that you're going to want to read. You'll cry many tears, many tears. So if your team is announced as the new champion, please come up into the front of the room. You're going to get your special champion pin, and I just want to make sure we get a good picture for you. And even if you're not the winner, please clap. Everyone did such a wonderful job, and some teams just, get a couple more questions correct. Here we go. Drum roll, please. In third place, the Doritos. In second place, the Mighty Books. And in first place, our new battle champions of 2019, Ralph's Robot Army.
What's the camera?
Gloria did the actual application got the shirt and made that logo.
There are 6 people watching this.
Very true democratic.
There are 6 people watching you. Oh, there you are. 5 people are watching this. 1 people are watching this. There's somebody in here being like, hi Ian, what's the thumbnail? I go pee in the pants. I'll stop, man. I always forget to stop, man.